And welcome back to the weather segment of our broadcast. Mike Schultz is a little under the weather, so to speak, no pun intended. So we're going to go ahead and take care of your forecast by starting with the almanac for the day. As you can see, our high today, 59 degrees, a high of 64 and a low of 46 was the deal of the day. The record high was set in 1947, 90 degrees in May. Could you believe that? Record low below freezing, 30, and set in 1934. Sun rose this morning at 3:46 a.m., won't set until 11:55, giving us a total of 20 hours and 9 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of about 6 from yesterday. Winds are out of the east, and the barometer is set at 30.24. Let's continue and take a look at conditions across the state today. As you can see in the interior, we did have that rain, and we may have a trickle or two overnight, but it should be clearing up. More about that later. As you can see up north, overcast conditions. Barrow 35 today. Fort Yukon 61 with overcast conditions. And then on the west coast, Nome looking fairly partly sunny, partly cloudy, either way you want to say it. And that is a high of 46 today. And in the Anchorage Bowl area, Anchorage 61 degrees, Kodiak 55, Panhandle, Juneau in the 70s. That's warm for them. Ketchikan 61 degrees. All in all, pretty nice all over the state. Let's go ahead and zoom on down, slide down, there we go, and take a look at the high temperatures across the lower 48. Seattle, 82 degrees in May. Usually it's raining this time of year, so great conditions for them. A little further south in California, San Francisco checking in with 62. The hot spots, Phoenix, 98, and Vegas, 97 degrees. Whew! And yes, in the central and southern states, more rain, unfortunately. They don't need any. Remember earlier this year, we were talking about the severe drought Texas was having. Well, no longer is the case when they're dealing with flash flooding and unfortunately the loss of some lives down there too as well. That system actually went well over into the Gulf states as well. New Orleans checking in with 89 degrees, but also raining. The rain continues even in northern parts of Florida and Miami as well, checking in at 87 degrees. Across the northeast, pretty nice. New York 84 and DC 92. Wow, that's a scorcher. Unfortunately, those rains are not expected to taper off anytime soon for those being affected in the central and southern parts of the United States. So unfortunately, all we can do is hope for drier weather for them. All right, let's go ahead and go back to Alaska and check out tomorrow's forecast. We start up north. Chance of rain in Barrow and also Nome. Rain showers are expected in Fort Yukon. 68 degrees projected for Fort Yukon tomorrow. Let's take a look here in the interior. We'll have more detail in just a moment, but right now, abundant sunshine will return for Fairbanks, Healy, and also the Delta area. Temperatures in the low 70s. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the Panhandle. Juneau, 75 degrees. Warm weather continues for them. Even Ketchikan catching some of that action. Highs in the upper 60s projected for them as well. Let's go opposite now and take a look at the southwest. Wind and rain for Cold Bay, partly cloudy for Kodiak, and of course Bethel will be seeing some cloudy skies. Cold Bay only reaching 49 degrees, but Bethel and Kodiak in the 60s. Quickly now, we'll take a look at the Anchorage Bowl area and take a look. Mostly sunny across the region for them too. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. Okay, now we are actually going to go ahead and take a look at one of our many features over the course of the summer, the fishing conditions. That's right. Brought to you by LifeMed Alaska. Thank you for your sponsorship. Take a look first at Valdez. Halibut fishing really quiet right now, and of course no salmon yet. They haven't started their run yet. Kenai River is closed for now. The Russian River opens for reds June 11th. So write that down on your calendar. That's when it's first expected opening for them. Matanuska Valley, king salmon will increase in all rivers over the coming days into the weekend, so that should be nice there if you got to get your fish on. Once again, thanks a lot to LifeMed Alaska for our fishing conditions report. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and take a look at our short-range forecast for overnight tonight. Low expected in the mid-40s, scattered showers tapering off by morning. And speaking of morning, tomorrow, 71 degrees, more sunshine, a little warmer than it was today. And of course, taking a look at our long range, and this is really important, through the weekend, temperatures in the low 70s. It'll get cooler by the start of the work week, but temperatures will rebound by Wednesday in the lower to mid 70s as well. Lows in the 40s, upper 40s, so that's good for that.